So it's genius, but I've seen where people get killed by being too smart, by using that genius. It's another part of being genius is 48 laws of power, never outshine the master. So hell, I think it's another law, make them think it was their idea, better yet. I got this genius idea, but I think it was a dude who worked for the king. He had a genius idea and he said it like out loud and to everybody. And people started to think that he was smarter than the king. And I think it was an example as the king killed him for that. But this other guy knew how to implant that memory, that idea into his memory, the king's memory, and became his like under him on the side like an advisor to something. So he was able to recognize that, yo, I don't want to get killed by looking and appearing smarter than the king and the power, because he just got the power off me. He can just kill me. So instead, I'm going to plant that idea in his head and make him believe it's his idea and he's the genius. But who's really the genius in that situation? The king who had that random idea, who think he made it up, or the dude who planted it in his head and know he did and was able to protect himself and go under it?
Took the roof off, no ceilings, gotta know. Took my heart out, no feelings, gotta know. Took the brakes off, no limits. Now I got the ball, I'ma travel, no pivot. Listen, tell me how you feel, cause I ain't got forever. Pick a side, run with God or hide with the devil. No example how to live, me myself a rebel. Been missing pieces to the puzzle, still coming together.
Creative players, we not switching cameras up tonight. We not doing all that. I don't feel like I need to tonight, man. I was watching this movie, right? I'm sorry for jumping straight in this, but I just got to get to the point, you know? And it's the curse of being aware, of being a genius, of just being smart. It's a curse behind that shit, behind being aware, behind being smart. And you'll end up ruining it for yourself. When I was growing up, they always used to tell me, like, Ronnie, you just too smart for your own good. Like, as I say before, this creative player stuff started from, like, The Sims. I feel like that's where it stemmed from. I remember playing The Sims. And then I start thinking in my head, like, hold on, what if somebody's making me sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up, walk over here, walk left? And I just was mind blown, and I just got stuck. And I said, I even got to the point where I was like, I might be the only real person on earth and everybody else is fake. And I felt like, man, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm tripping or something. I'm like, how do I know everybody else is real? Just by being that smart. I feel like I ruined my innocence by doing so. I literally was like, is somebody controlling me? I'm looking up, I'm like, well, I'm gonna go left, I'm gonna go right, I'm gonna sit down, they ain't gonna never see this coming. But I'm like, what if somebody's controlling me, making me do that? Making me go left, go right, sit down, just like as I think I'm doing something they don't know, they're actually controlling me the whole time. So being smart is it's a gift and it's a curse, especially being too smart for your own good like I was. So I was the kid that just thought about everything. As stuff was happening, I'm sitting here just overthinking of everything that could go wrong. And like I said, it's a curse, but it's a gift, but it can be a curse because it allows you to ruin the moment right now. You could be having joyous fun, but you could be like, man, like just think I'm playing basketball, having fun, and be like, man, but my knee's gonna hurt after this. My body gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Just having that awareness of what's to come next after any activity I've done or I am doing. And I realized that today I was reminded by watching this movie, and they was like, man, geniuses are lonely. Geniuses are smart to keep people away from them. You know, you might love friends and all that, but by hanging out with some people and their problems can rub off on you. So the only way to truly keep your peace is to stay away and just do your own thing. And that will rob you of some memories that you will have with some of these other people. You'll want to sit in the house. You'll not want to go out all the time. Like it's just a gift and it's a curse. But I'll tell you how it's a blessing though, because like I said, you'll think ahead. We're not gonna do that because we could get in trouble doing it. You'll stay out of some situations, but then again, some of those people don't live. Some of them people sit on the island forever. They don't like sailing back to sea with the rest of everybody. They want to live on that island. And I always say the island is beautiful, but you can't get stuck out on that island because when you need help, it's gonna be harder for you to reach out. You know, the geniuses, they feel like they can work their own problems out. They think they know everything. Hey, I know this, I know what to do. I can just do it. And the whole time you being too smart for your own good, not realizing you need people. Hell, you need the bad, or you don't know the good. And you can't always just try to be good. You gotta experience that bad. You gotta experience, you gotta experience just that free mind, just letting everything roll off. And I feel like that's why, when I did mushrooms before, I'm like, yo, this is just, I understand it now. I'm like, yo, I understand life. I understand how it works, and just let free without the worry, without trying to think so smart. I used to be one of them kids who 1 in the morning, 12 in the morning, I get bored, don't know what to do next. I'm looking up salaries. I'm on Ask Jeeves, looking up how much does this person make? How much does this person make? I just want to make sure I'm going to be there. I'm going to be set when I get older. I'm looking at the stars, wondering, how is this world created? What's going on? Like, as much as a good thing that is, I look at some of the people who aren't that aware and don't know and don't think like that, because they'll just enjoy life. They'll go out just not worry about death, not worry about some of their people passing, not worried about where the next dollar's coming from, or if I'm riding around doing this, having fun. Like, they not thinking about that, And I feel like I know that it's smarter for me, and I'm making the right decision by not doing some of that stuff. But at the same time, it could be detrimental, because you're, like I said, you're missing out on certain experiences because you thinking too hard about everything. Thinking way too hard about it. And that's why I feel like, yeah. So when I first started smoking, that's overthinking, overdrive. I'm always thinking about life. I'm thinking about death. I'm thinking about cops could come. I'm thinking about everybody else just living in the moment, having a ball. Say something about cops, man, fuck them cops. Say something about them, man, I ain't worried about that. So like it's this one touched me, man, because like I said, yeah, that carefree, because I got some notes, but that carefree living is when you look at it from somebody who consider themselves smart and aware, a genius, you're jealous. Like, how are they living so free? Remember, like a kid, right? A kid is just out here living, don't know about bills, don't know about death, don't know about afterlife and diseases and all that stuff. And meanwhile, they could just eat some Skittles and not think, and not, that they'll eat the Skittles and not even think like, yo, this thing was made with this type of ingredient that causes cancer, So you rob yourself from that joy and that carefree thinking. And I won't say that it's always a bad thing. Remember, this is a gift. This is a curse. Like many other things amongst earth, a gift and a curse. Hell, love can be a gift and a curse. You can't even love the right way because you know about the heartbreak. You want to love her. It's like some people keep people away from them. They won't even engage in relationships where they start falling for somebody too hard. But because they might have been hurt before and they know what pain could come with loving somebody that much, they will go away and be like, I'd rather just not. I'd rather just keep it at a distance. Never want to live together. Never want to get married. Never want to take it to that next step. Literally, love. I can't even love somebody the way I want to just because I know it's a possibility I'll get hurt. What makes me happy is going and leaving this job and going do that, but I won't make enough money. So it's like, I'm worried about, and then you look at the people out there that's doing it with a smile on their face, no stress. And you over here like, I'm gonna need money for this and that and all this other, like, you'll never take the chance and do what you really love. So, and I'm not trying to be here before y'all long or all day, but you gotta be able to let go sometimes. And yeah, some things can help you let go to where you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I say it's probably it's bad for some of the people who are unaware and they just drink like crazy, smoke like crazy, mushrooms like, they don't think about nothing. And I feel like, yeah, they might find themselves in some trouble. We might lose them or to something or whatever, but nah, that's why I'm in the gym. That's why I'm the way I am. I'm in the gym, I'm working out, I'm reading, I'm saving money, trying to increase the credit score. I'm like, I'm doing all this stuff, but when am I just gonna lean back, sit down and relax, stress-free and not worry about nothing? And a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of people who are highly driven and aware, hustlers, with that boss mindset, a vacation ain't a vacation. I might not be in my normal hometown, but that don't mean I'm slacking. That don't mean that I ain't about to work. That don't mean that I'm not about to go get it. I'm on vacation, but I'm working. I'm bringing that camera with me some way, somehow, and any great topic come to mind. Hey, we got a new location. I got a new podcast set tonight where we shooting it. You know what I mean? So yeah, being too aware sometimes it'll make you jump the gun. You'll be so aware of that you're anticipating the next move or something that somebody might do to you. You might drop the ball, jump the gun, and something crazy can happen to you. By being too smart for your own good. And somehow some people watch people's behavior so much to where they know that something's off and something's happening. Like, I'm the type of person that's gonna figure out if you're trying to throw me a surprise party or something. If something shake, I'm that type of person. I'm gonna figure it out. Like, something's weird. You don't normally do that. Why are you acting like? Why did you never walk outside to do that and take more longer than 3? Like, I know this at all. So it's like, and I'll ruin my own party by being too smart, being too aware, knowing too much about people's routines. That's a gift, but that's a curse. It's a gift when you around shady people and you like, something's wrong here. It's dealing about money. I know he get like this around, like when you notice and stuff. Or business or something, hey, something's out of whack here. I don't know. I'm just out like, why am I with this type of person? What can they take from me? What can they gain? So you can't just be like, you know what, I'm going to blindly follow you. So that's a gift. That is a gift. But the curse is, they can't really do nothing for you because you always are so aware of their behaviors. When they do anything out of it, they can't set you up for this or try to do. Nah, you're going to notice it. So good and bad thing about it, man. Good and bad thing about it. And you're like, a big one is your social disconnect. Back to that island. You are so, you figured out how peaceful it is to be alone. And it's almost scary. The fact that you can just change your number and be happy and don't even talk to the people that you used to always talk to. Now, sometimes, that stuff comes with strings, favors and this, that. You like, man, I got to cut this phone off. I don't even want nobody and it becomes way too comfortable. And the good part about that is you got to be able and aware to know when that's actually necessary. But you cannot make that permanent. You cannot make the island permanent. It must be temporary. Go to that island to get away, but the other people need you. The other people, they need you. And you need them. But when you're too smart for your own good is you think you don't need them. Based off how you feel in that temporary moment. Just that moment that with these emotions and stuff, you like, I'd rather be doing this. But there's been things in Atlanta where I'm being too aware, like, oh, this could happen, that could happen, and the cops could be, I could be drinking. You know what? I'm just gonna stay in. And then the party I was invited to, the person I needed to see was there. And that's happened maybe a couple times in my life. Like I say, big mistake. People invite me out specifically for this event, and I find some reason not to go just because I don't want to deal with what could be there and what could happen, and not thinking on what I need to make happen and why I do need to be there and why they need to see my face. You got to network. You got to get out there. You got to take risks. Some of them feelings you get in your stomach, yeah, they the ones that tell you you might need to sit your ass down. And I would say choose those decisions based off of history and how those things reoccur. Like, okay, when he gets drunk, he do this, drive like this, act crazy. That's my only ride. Even though it's gonna be fun, I need to sit that one out unless I got another way to get there. And I'm not, that one way may not, it might be a bad way, but I don't want that to be my only option for the night and how I'm gonna move around. I wanna have another option. If I can get somebody's car and follow y'all, all right, I'll come because I know I can leave when I need to. But you heard what I said, leave when I need to. The island, go to the island, but leave that island as well. Yeah, that social distancing is crazy. And perfection. Because we are so aware, because we are such geniuses to know that life ain't just fucking cake and ice cream. Nah, it's salad too. It's carrots. It's the vegetables, it's the potatoes. You gotta You gotta take them on just like you looking for the pizza and all the other stuff you love. You gotta eat that other stuff too. But being too smart for your own good, you know, like, and I feel like some of these people are the too smart for their own good people. Some people like got sickness or fucked around and died because they thought that their diet was, I'm not eating no meat. Humans ain't meant to consume meat, or this, you know, just their beliefs. And it's like, you too smart for your own good. You literally are. Now look at you, skinny as hell, weak as hell, sick as hell, because you think you know something more that all this other race and generation of people that came before you didn't know. You the one that's figured it out. You too smart for your own good. Knock it off. Yeah, man. From food, yeah, man. Just that over preparation. Now, if you studying for a test, cool. But here's an example for like when you test taking. You too smart for your own good. You study things a certain way, but you're so deep, you can turn that answer in. Like, a test is gonna give you 2 wrong answers. Multiple choice test, 2 definitely wrong answers. Then 2 possibly could be the right answers, and you got to figure out which one that is. And the ones that's too smart for their own good, they'll choose that second to best one, overthinking things instead of doing the first thing that pop up in your mind sometimes. So you got to watch out and be like, I got to make sure I will not overthink this situation. You know, I'm going to go down the test. No, yep, that's the one right there. Let me just read the other ones just in case. No, that's the best one. You know, just what sounds to your head, but the too smarter, you'll sit there on that question for 10 minutes like, well, it could be that because you can do, but it could be knowing you studied it, knowing you, if you just would have stuck with your first answer, you would have got that answer correct. And you don't fuck around and failed the test by 1 because you got stuck on stuff like that, man. Yeah. That's a good point, man. And by us being so smart and genius, being aware to all those people out there, it's too smart for their own good. The curse of the genius is like dissatisfaction comes with a lot of things. If you like, you might, it's like comparison is the killer of joy almost, but you could get something. And if you don't know that how great something can be, you'll just enjoy it. Imagine you never played any games, but then somebody drop off a PS3 on you. And you like, what? A PlayStation? Where do game systems come from? This is your first game system. You're playing it, you love it. You got GTA, all these games. Then you walk down the street and somebody says, hey, you tell them I got a PlayStation. They bring you in and say, yeah, I got a PlayStation 5. You like, what? You got a PlayStation 5? It look like that? Oh, you got these features? Now your PlayStation 3 done lost value. Just like that. Remember your first car? You got that first car, you was just happy to go from A to B. Then what happened? Your friends called, your rich friends get a birthday next, he get him a whole brand new car, some new shit. Now you looking at your car like, but that's that, it's a blessing and a curse because sometimes people will, if you smart enough, you know, like, hey, it's just a car from A to B. You thinking in the right mindset. Brother, that's just a car. Yours can get in a wreck, it can break down. And mine's got wheels, you know what I'm saying? But then on that bad side of overthinking things, now you like, well, why didn't I? Now you comparing everything. So the curse of the genius, the genius is, wow, well, I can get a better car. I could have a better game system. I don't want you to not think that thought, because everybody needs to be able to think that thought, but know how important it is, actually. Yeah, now you got something to work for. You got to have that thought. Then you got to instantly swerve, hit a left, and be like, but I'm glad he got it. I'll work up to that. I don't need to be jealous because they have that. I think that's when you're not thinking smart enough. You thought it started out smart, but then it got jealous. And now it's not genius. You know? Now it's no longer genius because you got jealousy in your heart about it. And that's not genius. Genius is no. The real genius is no. Be thankful for what you got and be happy for what others got. And if you really want something that bad, that's just motivation to you. A genius know how to turn, instead of going to that jealousy route, because it's so easy to slip to that jealousy, envy. You just can't go right. Hit that left instead. Be like, you know what? I'm going to use that as motivation. And I'm looking at him like, he looked like me, act like if he can get it, I can get it too. Instead of looking at somebody and seeing they got worse cars than you or the same car, you like, okay, where's the motivation there? Except if, all right, who next? We gonna get it, but nah, you need these people to motivate you around there. You gotta be able to turn that, use that genius. Don't go the jealousy and envy route. Go the motivated route. Now I'm motivated because I know that it's possible. And he exists like I exist. And if he can get it, I believe I can too. But even if I can't, I still got something that's giving me enough satisfaction. It's just me. It's just different trim levels to the shit, so to speak. But yeah, you get them high standards, man, when you smart. Them super high standards. You might have got a 3.9, but you sitting over here upset because you ain't get a 4.0. And then you look behind you and everybody else sitting with 2.8s, but you just like, I just need that 4.0. You can't even be satisfied with a 4.0. Sometimes it's overkill, but you just gotta be able to notice it, be aware. Like I said, being a genius and being aware. It's like you go out to a club and you just looking around. You see some nigga look tweaked out. You might have 3 bad bitches beside you. 3 bad ones right here, right there, right there. They all want you. All you know what you trying to do. You know what I mean? And there goes something that's happening over there on the other side, but it threatens your safety. Even though it may not have nothing to do with you, and it's probably gonna get resolved by security and all that, you can't even focus on what's around you because now you are distracted by what's going over there. I gotta sit with my back to the wall. And you know what that just did? Yeah, that lets you see everybody coming in, but now you working. Now you're not enjoying what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be having a good time entertaining these people around you, but you so focused on everything that can go wrong, and that is a problem. As smart and genius as it is, we ruin our fun by thinking like that. We always got to know what's about to happen next. Be aware of your surroundings. They told us that. I'm not saying you're wrong for doing that. But once you switched over to that real self-awareness and that genius in your mind, you question everything. Hell, I've been too smart for my own good. I got into the globe versus the flat earth thing. And then I just really then I got too deep, went in a rabbit hole, whatever. But a well needed rabbit hole. Sometimes it's good to go there because I know your thinker's working. Man, like I said, it's a blessing and it's a curse, but that curse could be you're unaware. They could tell you anything. They could tell you living on a Subway sandwich. But if you never question it, you'll believe it. But the genius gonna kick in and be like, nah, something don't make sense. That ain't right. Why can't y'all why is this not, like, why can't I just be proven to me? Very simply, if y'all are so smart and y'all know everything, so it's genius, but I've seen where people get killed by being too smart, by using that genius. It's another part of being genius is 48 laws of power, never outshine the master. So hell, I think it's another law, make them think it was their idea, better yet. I got this genius idea, but I think it was a dude who worked for the king. He had a genius idea and he said it like out loud and to everybody. And people started to think that he was smarter than the king. And I think it was an example is the king killed him for that. But this other guy knew how to implant that memory, that idea into his memory, the king's memory, and became his under him on the side like an advisor to something. So he was able to recognize that, I don't want to get killed by looking and appearing smarter than the king and the power, because he just got the power off me. He can just kill me. So instead, I'm going to plant that idea in his head and make him believe it's his idea and he's the genius. But who's really the genius in that situation? The king who had that random idea, who think he made it up, or the dude who planted it in his head and know he did and was able to protect himself and go under it? So that was one of the 48 laws, man. It was a great story in there. That's why I like to read, because you can only get this type of knowledge from reading and experience, man. And people that in books, they're pretty older guys with experience, and that's why they're writing, because they're readers and they are the ones that are aware. It's hard to enjoy. It's hard to ignore bullshit. When you see it, it's on your head. And it's like, brother, you're not getting this over my head. It would have been sweet, but I'm aware now, And it's like that innocence of a child that unawareness of a child. Everything's just fun. Everything's just free. Everybody's just gonna be happy. I don't have to pay bills. I'll get what I want. But when that awareness get a hold of your ass, it put you in that choke hold to where you almost breathe. Now you like, damn, I'll never forget this. How can I forget it? I'm aware now. Like that near-death experience type shit. It's like, hold on, I can die. I'm gonna start wearing a seatbelt now. I can die. I'm not gonna go to the club. It's pretty dangerous there. A bullet flew right. I could have been gone. Now you got that. That's the genius. You got that awareness of safety. But sometimes that awareness of your safety can ruin the environment you in and ruin the experience you dealing with right now. You could be having fun. All that, like, come on. You meet two bad girls or something, and I know I keep using girls for example. You meet two bad ones, and hey, or one, whatever, they ready to go. You about to have the time of your life. Then you realize, hold up, what if these girls is dirty? What if they got something? What if they might try to rob me? And really, they clean. They don't want nothing but you. But look at you. You thinking about them robbing you. You thinking about them might being dirty. You thinking like, yo, are they gonna, how much money am I to? You thinking about everything negative instead of that good outcome. And I hate to use that as an example, but I think all y'all fellas will get that. Y'all creative players out there, y'all gonna understand what I'm talking about. So it is like, it's a gift and a curse, man. But I say I take it. I want to recognize mine because I feel like that's just gotten me as far as I am today. But recognizing it too soon, you just gonna grow up a whole lot faster. You're going to be left alone a lot more. You're gonna be on this island more than you think you would. More than you think you would. And as you get older, you should be getting more to that island. But as you get older, not when you're just 6, 7, like I was, 8, playing The Sims and ruin my whole life. Hold on, I can die. Well, what's gonna happen after I die? What's the death? So I would think about death a lot when I was a little kid, and it's something that's, that's why I'm like, when I stopped smoking that long time, I went like 100 days, and then I started smoking again, and it was just always that awareness, like, hold on, heart beating, like, hold on, my heart can go. Hold on, I don't talk to my family enough. I don't see them enough. I'm out here chasing my dreams, trying to get some money, do this, do that, but I don't even get to see my people like that. And that really like bothered me. I'm like, first thing in the morning, I'm calling them. I'm calling them. I got to talk to them, tell them I need to see them. Should I move back home just to be with the people I love? What is life really all? I can't even enjoy my high right now. Knowing I need to be laughing at something, eating some food, exercising, creating something, doing a podcast, but I'm thinking about all this stuff to put me in a panic attack. Yeah, so sometimes you gotta turn it off. You gotta shut it off because it may not always be what you need to be going through it, man. It's really not. It's really not. Yeah. What did it say? Yeah, that's a good point. I wrote like it because it's like a chef, man. A chef can cook up something great. Matter of fact, I got a better analogy. Breaking Bad. Remember Walter White? He had a standard of how good he could cook it. And he was at the point in there, him and Jesse was in there cooking, and they just throwing it out if it ain't that right there what it could. Even though it would have been great to some people. People would have, man, this is that. You got a new standard. You're cursed by perfection. You're cursed by that genius. You're like, no, I got to get this right. And you'll get it right every time. Stressing yourself out, wasting money, time, like, forget it, but I got to get it. Like, I got to get this thing done. And really, sometimes what you do when you don't even meet perfection still works. And you could have just went with it, but that's what I'm saying. You're cursed by perfection. You're cursed by your genius. You'll lose relationships, I told you. You lose I seen so many people lose jobs from being too smart. I was one of them kids in class that I would try to correct a teacher sometimes. Like, I remember they were saying that Shakespeare was the greatest writer ever. Here I am thinking too much. I'm like, well, Shakespeare lived back then. He didn't live up here now. So what we think is great, I'm looking at some of this stuff like, I mean, it's okay. all of it, he the greatest, right? I'm like, have you ever heard Tupac or have you ever heard this guy and all that? Because we would listen to him and say that what he's saying is genius and it's way better than what they got, you know, and they're like, don't talk about Shakespeare like that and blah, blah. I'm just like, that's me overthinking and being aware. Like, I can't even just enjoy this man's written word. He might be the greatest, but I can't even enjoy it because I'm stuck on the fact that how do y'all know this was the best? This is an opinion. You can't say he was the best writer ever. That's just an opinion. That's not a fact. And I got in trouble for that. I became one of them wild kids. I question everything now. I question everything. Oh, this looks delicious. This, that. But what is it like? What is gonna make me feel like? Even though they're the right questions, there's still too many questions. Too worrying questions. I ask worrying questions often, and it's been good, but it's been bad. It can get you. But what side you want to be on, the good side or the bad side? You want to use that awareness and genius for a lot of good, or would you rather use that I don't even know what they call that unawareness for the bad and just enjoy things? You know, some people will put more weight and say, I'd rather be on that other side. Like I seen a thing where the dude was like, man, I don't go through my girl's phone. I don't even, if she cheating on me, I really don't want to know. I'll find out if I need to find, if it finds me and I find out, cool, I'll deal with it then, but I don't want to. So it's like two sides of it. One nigga's going to say, bro, you a dummy for doing that. And the other one going to say, nah, you a dummy for going through her phone, worrying yourself, always looking to see who she talking to, doing that. But I resonate with both, but I really feel about the dude, like, if you going to do something, what do I look like stressing myself out trying to hawk you down, follow you from work and spy on you and do all this stuff? Like, nah, if I feel like I'm such a genius too, cause I'm like, I know this body language. I know when you be with somebody for so long, you understand body language. So it's like, you don't need to go through the phones and do all that. You're going to see how they act and know that something's up with them. And then if that leads me to have to go through, that's why I say you can't throw a party for me, because once I know this weird behavior and stuff, I'm like, something's going on. And my genius is going to make me find that out, because I'm aware now. Hold on, something's going on. Either she doing something or something's happening. A surprise, something. You're going to be surprised. Like that, you get that feeling. And women call it women's intuition and all that. So it's like, yeah, you're going to have that genius to recognize when it comes to your girl, you know? But what you look like when you're going to look absolutely dumb. You think you genius doing all this research work and watching. Yeah. What you doing? I'm tracking this. I'm looking through your phone when you sleep and doing all that. Then you don't find nothing. Now your ass supposed to be asleep, but you up, waking up in the morning, plotting, sitting silent and doing all that. Yeah, I done been on both sides of it. Like, I want to see what, you know. But it's like, I found more peace and just like, I'm going to sleep. I'm not waking up, man. Listen, if it come to you gone, you done. It's over with. Ain't no talking, you done. You cooked. It's out of here. Once I find out. Because people, it's human. Like, come on. It's human. You got other people with a whole nother heart, mind, soul, and body. And you gonna force them to, like, when they do it, yeah, that's your one. But if they doing it and you gotta do all that, that's not your one. You feel me? So you can't let that type of stuff stress you out. And you got to turn your genius off for that. You got to turn your genius off for it. Even religion, so many times I'll get in it. Well, where do we go if we go here? Okay, we go there, but what made there? And what made, we're of God. Well, what made God? Well, what made this earth? Well, what made this star? Like, I'll go into it. And really, I believe now we are just not on a level to think, to know about what created us. Do you think a PlayStation 5 thinks about what created it, or it just does what it's functioned to do? Do you think a TV worries about who created it when it's supposed to be playing what we want to watch it and make it do? So you got to stop worrying so much about everything has a creator. Just like we created the PS5. We created, light bulbs. We created chairs and tea. Something created us. Something created this thing, man. Because you got to say, well, what was the beginning? What was it? So wondering minds, we always gonna be wondering minds wanting to know. So to think that nothing created us and we just came out of nothing, hell, you were created by a mom and a dad. You yourself were created. Created player. You are a created player. You had a mom, a dad, they taught you skills and beliefs and all that. So why would you think all this beautiful earth with a perfect yin yang, up, down, left, right, in, out, come on, it's just random? You got to be a crazy person to think like that. You got to be. That's what I'm saying. Now you believing in science. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Look at yourself. Look how the body functions. What random thing? How does that happen? How? That's like saying this glass invented itself. It just, over time, it just appeared out of nowhere. I'm on that bamboo, by the way. Woo, bambooski, hitting. But yeah, that's like saying the cell phone, the Wi-Fi invented itself. No, but the Wi-Fi does its job. The Wi-Fi does its job. Why? Because we made sure of it. It got better and better and better over time. You cannot simply believe that things just appear by themselves naturally and just evolve from molecules with no design to it. With no design at all. Nobody thought of nothing. And here you are, overthinking things. See how crazy that is? I'm like, really, that's why I love podcasting, because I'm like, I need to get all these thoughts out to y'all. Using my genius on the podcast instead of just relaxing and coming up with my list and like, we're going to do blah, blah, blah. I could just come out here and just talk to y'all like kind of what I did today. I prepared a very small list, not like I normally do, but you know, I'm just like, I'll just catch, because if I got something in front of me telling me what to talk about, I'm not going to get to everything I need to. But on the good side of that, I'll be able to pick up if I get lost. But yeah, turn that genius off sometimes, and know when to turn it on. You get one of them spidey senses, you need to turn that motherfucker on. Because something happening around you. Something happening. Don't be naive and think, nah, it's just nothing. Even though that's weird behavior, I'm not going to pay no attention on it. I say turn around and say, what could they gain from me? What can this environment gain from me? What can that person gain? Something's up. Something's weird. And that weird energy is coming from that direction. What does this thing have to benefit off of me on it? What can I lose right now? And if you think something, get up out of there. That first gut feeling, remember, stick with that first answer. It's going to be 2 wrong answers, but it's going to be one. It's going to be 2 more that sound like they could be the answers, but only one of them is. Only one of them is. I love how I tied that back just now. I'm getting real good at this, yo. Yeah, man. Let me see. Whew, yeah, man. Dang, that's crazy. I already killed all these topics. I don't even need to read it because I just killed it, man. Wow. The best thing I would do is say, though, to find some people who think like you so y'all can just bounce ideas off and, you know, just get some insight, because it's easier to talk. Like I said, the easier to be with somebody like you that can think like you. When you just around, say you don't drink because you like, nah, I know what it can do, but you around a whole bunch of drunks, they're going to annoy you. Potheads, you're high. I mean, they high and you just sitting here like, yo, let's go do this. Let's go do that. We're going to roll another blunt. In a minute, you're going to be like, yo, this is lame. I don't want to be around people. So find your tribe, find your people. And you are who you hang around. You literally are who you hang around. If you a smart person, dumb people going to annoy you. And if you a dumb person, smart people gonna annoy you. Why y'all talking like that? What words? It's gonna annoy you because you don't know what the hell they talking about. You can't relate. You know, turn that genius on and recognize, man, and realize, okay, I gotta come over here with y'all for 30 minutes, hour, but I need to go back to my island or go hang out with somebody who's like me, who can think like me, talk like me, and I can actually get some value from, some benefit from. Turn that genius on, but turn that genius off. Don't let your awareness and you know that energy that you feel and things that you know going on, you can just read people. Don't let that ruin your fun as well. It's easy to do. Like, what y'all doing over here? Y'all done? Nah, I could just go home and play my game or something. Nah, maybe you need to sit over here in some uncomfort sometimes. So that way you can learn and see some things that you don't deal with too often, and they can be a lesson to you. But you can't always just run away from things you don't like. Not all the time. That's not genius. A genius is gonna say, you know what? I always say no, but let me just go see what they talking about. Let me go see what I could possibly be missing out on. I'm just gonna go this time. And it might work out good for you. But the good thing is you're gonna know when to leave. You know what you're going there for, and you know if it's not what you need, you're out of there. You're gone. I'm out of here. I'm not staying for this. I should have never came out. I'm not having a good time. Y'all being dangerous and dumb. I don't want to hang with y'all no more. I'm going back to my island. Good job. Now you know, don't give them another chance. But you got to give people chances, and you got to step out sometimes. Be like, you know what? Let's go see what this is about, because I might learn something. I might hear something. I might meet somebody. That's what geniuses do. But geniuses can, they can miss out on a lot by being so damn smart. Too smart for their own good. Too smart. Remember, I don't know what movie it was, but I think the dude, he noticed something was wrong, and he wasn't the one that was supposed to get killed, but he was the one to go out and check on. Oh no, you know this is messed up. You need to fix. Boom, he died. The dude that was supposed to die didn't even die. Ain't that crazy? Yeah, so, hey, don't be too smart for your own good. Use that genius, use that genius that's up there. It's up there waiting. I think everybody gonna get that genius as they get older for sure. But I want to, like with my kid, I want to keep them, I want them self-aware too. A kid just can't run into the street not knowing that they could get hit by a car. They need to have that, but at the same time, I don't want to lay it on them like, y'all know about taxes, an 8-year-old. You're going to have to pay taxes. You got to go to work, and all the money you work, you got to give 30% to the government. They're going to take your money. Then you got to pay rent, and food is high, and and diseases is out here, blah, blah. You eat that candy, this could happen. I ain't trying to put all that on them. You got to let them grow up. They're going to get that age of accountability, that time that they recognize what's going on. Like, okay, I'm doing things wrong, and I know I'm doing things wrong, but I'm still acting like I don't. That's when it's a problem. Wake them up. Talking crazy, you want to be a hard ass, talk crazy, I got to wake you up a little early. Got to wake you up. You talking crazy? Let's wake you up. Let me show you what life is about real quick, and you'll have a little more respect for me. So, yeah, we've been talking a pretty good amount of time. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, coping. That's what I said. I got to cope, man. You got to cope. Find a balance, the good and the bad. Find a balance. Figure out some things you need to do. Like, and my thing was mushrooms. I like when I eat mushrooms. Sometimes my worry is gone, because I'm like, I could go and I'm okay with it, because everybody got to do the same thing as me. Everybody got to go find out what's for them after this, just like me. Everybody they got to pay taxes. They got to go to work. They got to, you know what? And you may not see everybody, but at least I'm thinking about them. At least I'm thinking about them, Like, and it's like, okay, I can deal with that. I'm okay with that. I know it's not my very best, most absolute best, but it is something. And instead of that negative, I overpower with something positive. Like, well, look at the great life, the happiness the family people got around them, this, that, like, find a way. I call it the balance of life. I got a whole episode on that, but yeah. And I think that's the Ruffle Feathers podcast. But I need y'all to, if you watching this episode right now, and you gotten this far, I want to thank you first and foremost. But if you could like this video, it means a lot. Leave a comment if you feeling what I'm saying. And definitely subscribe. I need you here with me so I can keep going. I don't make the most money off of this, right now, but that's eventually the goal. And I try to do a giveaway on shirts till I find out how much they quoted me at one price, then quoted me a whole nother one, and damn near tripled it. I'm like, what? So I want to be able to give back. I want to take that money and invest in this business, more shirts, free shirts, shit, to everybody who comment one time. I hope in the future I'm gonna be able to do that. But share, comment, like, to help get me there, man. Help get this channel. Well, it's already monetized, but something's up with my AdSense. But that's time for another story. I ain't gonna keep y'all here too long, but yeah, it's your boy FEENYX, Creative Players. Let's use that genius for the good, for the greater good, man. And know when to turn it off, man. Ain't nothing wrong with being too smart for your own good. All right. Better than being too dumb for your own good, I tell you that. Shit. So yeah. I don't know what episode it is, but I want to say we probably like 26. Episode 26, maybe. Yeah, Creative Players, man. Thank y'all for tuning in today. And don't forget what I told you, man. Subscribe, please. We out.
Took the roof off, no ceilings, gotta know. Took my heart out, no feelings, gotta know. Took the brakes off, no limits. Now I got the ball, I'ma travel, no pivot. Listen, tell me how you feel, cause I ain't got forever. Pick a side, run with God or hide with the devil. No example how to live, me myself a rebel. Been missing pieces to the puzzle, still coming together.